Hello guys, welcome to the election feature. Today has been very interesting and with the election just around the corner, we will give you our personal commentary. We will leave it to our host brain to bring you latest developments.
New polling data suggests that some states traditionally considered safe for Donald Trump will include states that were not previously seen as safe for him. For instance, Trump is expected to win Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, and Alaska, which, while not considered necessarily safe in 2020, went to Trump by over 10 points. He is also expected to win North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Nebraska's first and third districts, Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, and Iowa, a state that wasn't seen as safe but where Trump still won by significant margins. Other states include Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, West Virginia, and Ohio. Although Trump may not win Ohio by over 15%, he will likely win, especially since his vice president pick, J.D. Vance, is from Ohio. These are the safe states for Donald Trump. But in terms of states that are expected to go to Trump without safe margins, Texas and Florida are included. Texas, home to Beto O'Rourke, and Florida will likely go to Trump, with Florida expected to be slightly closer than Texas, a trend seen in past elections that will likely continue in 2024. Dave, since you're from Texas and worked on Beto O'Rourke's campaign, could you give us a brief synopsis of how Texan voters are leaning, especially with the issues facing the Democratic Party? Thank you, Mr. EC. The Democratic Party in Texas is facing significant challenges, particularly with Harris, as Latino voters are increasingly shifting to the right. This was evident in the 2022 gubernatorial election, where we saw that many Latino voters view the border as a critical issue. They see opportunities here and are shifting to the Republican Party, aligning with Trump on issues like the economy, education, cultural values, and even immigration. The Democratic Party is losing support rapidly, and while they may not be the party of open borders, their silence on the issue has been detrimental. I also believe the Democratic Party could lose Arizona in the future, but that's just my opinion. On a broader scale, Hispanic Americans have increasingly voted for the Republican Party in recent years. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. You will be able to listen to all current developments from us. Thank you. In 2020, Trump's share of the Hispanic vote rose to 38%, up from 28% in 2016. There's also been a shift among Catholics, and as someone who worked on Beto's campaigns, I see the Democratic Party failing to connect with the Hispanic community. These communities tend to support more conservative values, and while they may not openly identify as conservative, their traditions and values often align more with conservative principles, particularly in South Texas. Here, many are breaking with the Democratic Party on issues like the economy, social values, and immigration. Thank you for that insightful perspective, Dave. This dynamic is why Texas and Florida are likely to lean the way they do in the 2024 political landscape, even if they were not as strongly for Trump in 2016 or 2020. However, we should not overlook that Harris also has her own safe states, such as Washington, Oregon, California, and Hawaii on the West Coast. She is also expected to win Colorado, New Mexico by smaller margins, Illinois, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Maine's 1st District. Harris will also likely win Minnesota, similar to Trump's margin in Ohio. After tallying the safe and relatively safe states, Harris trails Trump by 12 electoral votes, more than the entire electoral vote count of Wisconsin, which is quite significant. Trump is also focusing his efforts on Pennsylvania and Georgia. If Trump wins North Carolina, a state he won in both 2016 and 2020, he is well positioned to win the election, needing only Pennsylvania and Georgia to secure victory. If Harris wins every other state on the map, Trump would still win by 2 electoral votes if he captures Georgia and Pennsylvania. Trump's strategy relies heavily on North Carolina, which, though seen as a given by his campaign, remains much closer than expected. Despite Trump's unpopularity in 2020, he still managed to win North Carolina, while losing other swing states like Arizona and Georgia. He also won North Carolina in 2016, despite Obama winning it in 2008. Currently, betting odds give Trump a 62% chance of winning North Carolina, though it is not guaranteed. Trump is also likely to win Georgia, where demographic trends are shifting in his favor, particularly among minority voters. This trend is seen in states like Texas, Florida, and North Carolina, and we are likely to see it in Georgia as well. Securing the minority vote is crucial for Republicans, who have historically struggled in this area, but Trump appears to be making significant inroads. Polling shows Trump with an average lead of about 2 percentage points in Georgia, even with RFK Jr. in the race. Betting odds also favor Trump, with about a 60% chance of winning Georgia. In recent polls, Trump leads by as much as 4 points, although earlier polls showed Harris in the lead. Georgia appears to be trending in Trump's favor, and if he can maintain his current momentum, he is positioned to secure the 20 electoral votes needed to win. Whoever bet on that made a lot of money. Looking at the presidential margins, let's check the betting odds right now. More than likely, why is it doing that? Okay, in Arizona, you see Trump is still leading. The same goes for Georgia. Trump is still the favorite there. Let's move to Michigan. Okay, he's not the favorite there. In Nevada, he's also not the favorite. He lost his odds there, which is interesting. In Wisconsin, let's check. Yep, he's not the favorite. Virginia, yep, okay. So the odds didn't necessarily change much on betonline.com. They remained relatively the same. Make sure to check them out using the link in the description below. Overall, this debate felt tied. Donald Trump got his points across on issues that matter to voters, such as immigration and the economy. These are the key issues people care about, and he held up well. However, there were moments where he didn't handle questions well, like the one about his comments on Harris's background. I don't think he managed that question well at all. On the other hand, Harris came across as very assertive, but maybe not likable enough to sway undecided voters. So, it's still an uncertain race, and we'll see what happens. However, my gut feeling is that Trump is still the favorite to win the Electoral College. According to my prediction, Trump might regress in some states, and Kamala Harris could pick up more voters. We'll see what the next national poll shows. SoCal Strategies, the pollster we sponsored, had Harris leading by 2 points, and we're now doing our first mixed mode poll. This means we're collecting data from different sources and combining them into one survey, a common practice among pollsters to achieve a more accurate sample. This is the first time we're doing it, and it's exciting. For a deeper look, let me pull up my average here quickly. It's quite interesting, especially after Patrick Bet David showed it on his stream today. I had a great conversation with Tom Ellsworth yesterday, where I shared what we're doing here at Ono Politics and how we collaborated with Rasmussen Reports. They even showcased my map on the stream before the debate, which was awesome. Currently, according to my model, Donald Trump is favored to win the election. However, when we look at the popular vote, Trump is approaching 49%, which is higher than he polled against Biden. Harris is around 46.4%, leaving about 3% undecided. Even if she picks up all the undecided voters, it wouldn't be enough to win the Electoral College. She would have to flip 2 to 3% of current Trump voters and secure most third-party votes. So that's another significant challenge for her. Even in the best-case scenario where Harris wins all the undecided voters, she might win the popular vote by just 1 point, but that still wouldn't be enough to secure the Electoral College. Harris would need to make states like Michigan, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada more competitive to have a shot. However, even if these states were closer, it wouldn't be enough to change the map significantly in her favor. If Trump picks up the undecided voters, he could expand his lead to a 5 to 6 point national lead, solidifying his position in the Electoral College. The first 2024 presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump just concluded, and I'm filming this video about 11 minutes after it ended. I have about half a page of notes next to me, and I'll be releasing this video immediately after filming, so these are my completely unscripted thoughts on tonight's debate. I'll start from the top and we'll get into the specifics later, but to be very clear, I view Kamala Harris as the unequivocal winner of tonight's debate. There are 2 broad reasons for this, which I will break down, but the first reason I think Harris won is that she got under Donald Trump's skin. One of the reasons Donald Trump was so effective in 2016, particularly during the Republican primary debates, was that he managed to outsmart or outtalk his opponents on the debate stage. He had moments where he told Jeb Bush, the former governor of Florida, who was the frontrunner for the party's nomination back in 2015, to be quiet while he was talking. He also used nicknames like Lion Ted for Ted Cruz and Little Marco for Marco Rubio, making him appear in control of those debates.
For years, Democrats have called Trump insecure, even labeling him a child or baby for caring about such things. But tonight was the first time a Democrat went toe to toe with Trump and managed to rattle him. While Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and even Obama have made similar criticism, none of them managed to truly get under Trump's skin in a debate the way Harris did tonight. The second reason I believe Harris won this debate, and perhaps the more important one, is that she stayed on message. In politics, and even in simple debates, the most critical aspect of winning is staying on message and returning to your main points. Harris constantly did this. According to my notes, she especially improved during the second half of the debate, repeatedly emphasizing that she wants to turn on the page from Donald Trump. Trump can win elections. He won in 2016 and came close in 2020, but he is not proudly popular. He received percent of 46.1 of the vote in 2016 and percent of 46.8 in 2020, never coming close to majority. While he has a strong base, the majority of Americans did not support him in either election. This is a significant problem because many voters, even those who may vote for him again, will still prefer something other than another 4 years of Trump. Harris effectively exploited this issue, hammering home the message that America needs to move forward. If I were advising Harris, I will tell her to emphasizing that voters might not agree with her on every issue, but that turning to the page on Trump is something many can agree on. She has made this a core theme of her campaign, saying for weeks that we are not going back. Tonight, she capitalized on that message, which rattled Trump early on and allowed her to stay focused while Trump seemed erratic throughout the debate. So, if you enjoyed this quick post-debate analysis of the presidential election, make sure to like this video and subscribe more content like this. I will see you in next video. Thank you.